Hey yo, what's good, people? DBNK. Some do say debunk. It is what it is. We keep it moving. Listen, ain't that some shit? I caught up with this Gilbert Arenas segment here when they was talking about ring culture, and Draymond Green happened to give a reaction to one of Gilbert's Gilbert Arenas, one of his takes, and it got a bit chippy. It got a bit chippy. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. And listen. Without further ado, let me not say too much. Let's get into it. Let's see what's going on here.
Last thing we need to talk about involves you, Gil. So you were on First Take last week. Had some lengthy discussions about ring culture. Well, Draymond Green appeared to disagree with your comments about ring culture. You said that rings of players who were second options are not held in the same regard as those who were first options on championship teams. So Draymond went on Threads and posted the following. He said, a bunch of non-champions having championship conversations. This world we live in is crazy. As to which, Gil, you responded. You said, you should thank us for the convo so second options and thirds get a fair judgment. Clay with 4 rings left off the top 75. Pippen has 6 rings and sits 32 all time. 6 people in front of him with no rings. Why? Exclamation point. Not my opinion. It's my research that exposed they don't respect second option rings. So, I'm not coming at him. We're not done. That's just the first part. Right. Draymond did offer a response. He quite frankly responded back with the following. Said, there would never be a reason for me to thank y'all about anything involving the game of basketball. Not one particular thing. He said anything involving the game of basketball. Not one thing. Not even the Gilbert Arenas provision of the CBA. Nothing. There's also nothing you guys can say or topic y'all can cover that can change anything for me when it comes to the game of basketball or the NBA. Only someone who has never been a champion would think that that's a conversation that would ever matter. Your research was just missing one key perspective, a champion that understands what it means and takes to do so. So it's just a tad bit flawed. Now, God, we'll point out, you are a Big 3 champion. You are a battle.
Listen, man, I'm not even mad at Draymond Green because, listen, let me not say too much just yet. But as far as Draymond Green has gone so far, with his responses to Gil, I'm not even mad at him. I'm not even mad at him because, I mean, how far did Gilbert Arenas make it into the playoffs? First of all, before we get too far, did he ever make it past the first round? I'm not sure. I'd look it up, but I ain't got the time to right now. So let's keep it going. Let's hear where this is going.
2-on-2 champion.
That's how my motherfucking captain come through. That's how my fucking captain come through.
You know what? Something's wrong with y'all.
Okay, here you go. There you go.
The problem is, I say research, you say personal. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure the conversation between them when Clay didn't make it, and you're sitting there asking why and crying and doing all this, someone goes and does the research for you and then gives you the answer. And then you attack the researcher. If you think there's something off about what I'm saying, then you answer the question. Why do you think Clay, at the moment of time when they're voting, has 3 rings, he has 2 All-NBAs, and he has 5 All-Stars? Why would that man be left off the top 75 for number 75, who has 6 All-NBAs and 6 All-Stars? You would think the 3 championships will push him over the top. So if you don't like my fucking research and my answer, then you answer it. And please don't say, I don't care. Come up with an educated answer. 32 is Pippen. In front of Pippen is Allen Iverson. So come up with an answer that you can help the public It has nothing to do with your feelings. Because I seen the answer. I seen when the Isaiah Thomas statement that Isaiah made when he basically said something about KD, where KD basically saved y'all careers and made y'all Hall of Famers, but he gets disrespected, but he saved y'all. Like I seen that interview, which is neither here nor there. I did the research, and all I'm saying is they, not me, bitch, this is not my personal opinion. They, from the research, seems like they don't give two shits about second option rings.
All right. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. Gil makes a decent point about like the top 75 NBA players of all time, and Klay Thompson being left off of that. But if we're gonna be real, like NBA voting has never been something to write home about. You know what I mean? It's never been something to write home about. I mean, they can't even get the MVPs right half the time. You know what I mean? they can't get the All-Stars right half the time, and you're like, oh, why they leave this dude off the All-Star list? You know what I mean? So I'm not too mad at him from that aspect, you know. But then to diminish Draymond Green's personal perspective based on your research, like when you start looking at it from that point of view, right? To me, there's a difference. I mean, if you know, you know. To me, there's a difference between qualitative research and quantitative research. Now, what I'm sure, what Gilbert Arenas has done is quantitative research, right? I don't know if he's asked people, asked like former players and current players' perspective on this, right? And when I talk about former and current players, I'm talking about players who made it to the NBA Finals. I'm talking about players who actually won MVPs, right? Because if you talk to them, their perspective to all this whole argument may differ to your quantitative research, because what you are researching is like, you're researching basically statistics, right? That's what you're researching. You're researching stats and research out of a large demographic, right? You got a large population sample size that you're drawing your research from, right? So with that said, that's gonna give you, as far as I'm concerned, a skewed viewpoint which you are making. Now, I'm not sure where exactly you're gonna go with your argument, because I didn't exactly watch this whole. I probably watched the part this far, maybe a little bit further, but I didn't watch the whole video. So I want to see where Gilbert Arenas takes this, because so far, as far as I'm concerned, there's a difference between doing quantitative research from a large sample size and doing qualitative research, which would include players' perspective, personal perspectives. And when I'm talking about players' personal perspectives, I'm talking about guys who made it to the NBA Finals and might not have won those finals, right? Might not have gotten that chip, but they made it to the NBA Finals. And then you take into perspective personal experience of those people who actually won the NBA Finals, right? Got that chip. And then you take the personal perspective of players who won regular season's most valuable players, right? And I don't know. Well, I'm not going to say I don't know. I don't think. Well, Gilbert never won a regular season MVP, as far as I know, right? He never made it to the NBA Finals. I don't even know if he made it through the first round ever, right? He sure enough didn't get to the conference finals of anything, right? East West, like he never got that far. So all he has is the research and statistics that he's researched. right? Up until this point in time. But let me see where he goes with this. Then I'm gonna give my perspective going forward, right? Ain't that some shit, people? Context king. Listen, like, comment, leave a subscription. The original video, by the way, is in the description. All right, so
They're not valuing Scottie Pippen's 6 and 0 and Jordan's 6 and 0. They're not putting Kobe's 5 rings next to Derek Fisher's 5 rings. They're not. Whatsoever. Right? That's not me saying this personally. Right? The people who are voting for you, they never won a championship. And if I ask you right now,
funny he should say that, because he never won a championship. He's got no personal experience of winning a championship. But he's got a strong perspective. Let's go.
and say, what is harder to do? Win an MVP or win a championship? What would you say?
Probably harder to win an MVP.
Go. Disagree.
I say it's a championship.
Okay. Now, mathematically, percentage-wise, what is harder? Winning the MVP is one person, right? It's you versus 449 other people. 0.001 chance. Hold on. One. That's MVPs are in. That's because it's one versus the field. 450 people. Now, when it comes to a championship, it's one team versus 29 other teams. Right? That's 17 players versus 433 other players. So your percentage is actually higher winning a ring because it's a team thing and there's 17 of you guys winning. There's only in history, out of all of the NBA, there's only been 36 MVPs. 36 in the game of basketball. There's only actually been 36. So when you think of voting for your career and who you are as a player, when you're talking about your ranking, do you really believe that they're using rings as the base, or they're using your individual accolades? Because, like I said, if I remove the rings, if you remove the rings and I say, all right,
He's the Hall of Famer.
I get it. No, what I'm saying is,
But why not top 75?
now tell me this. I'm not asking that. I'm not talking about Hall of Fame. If I tell you who resume is better, 6 All-NBAs and 6 All-Stars, or 2 All-NBAs and 5 All-Stars? Which one now belongs in 75? So now you know why Dame was 75 and he was pushed out. His body of work first is what we go off. The ring just solves the tie. If there's a tie, you got 6 All-Stars, you got 6 All-Stars, now I go to the rings. The rings don't supplement your individual greatness. They bring to the game. So when you think about here. Oh no.
All right. Before we get too far, listen. This part right here, what carries more weight, MVP or ring? These guys, I don't know if these guys caught onto it. Like they ex-professional basketball players, National Basketball Association, NBA. They are ex-players. So I thought they would have more of an argument against Gil on this, because let me put it this way. As far as I'm concerned, I've never played in the NBA, right? Never played in the NBA. So like the highest I've played is college basketball. what y'all call college basketball. I was in university when I played basketball. So where I'm from, we call it university basketball, right? So that's the highest I played, right? I didn't play club basketball, nothing like that. I played college/varsity basketball, right? Now, as far as I'm concerned, it's way tougher to win a championship than it is to win an MVP. Why did I say that? Why do I say that? Y'all know James Harden, right? Let me not even call out too many names on this one. I'm not even gonna go there, right? But to win regular season MVP, right? You can be selfish as hell and worry about your personal stats alone all season in order to win that regular season MVP all season. You don't need to worry about wins and losses, right? You can just put up personal stats all the way through the season, right? Average 36 points a game, 5 assists, 8 rebounds, and you'll get that regular season MVP. Just from plain being selfish. Now for a chip, on the other hand, for a chip, you gotta you have to depend on your teammates to show up, right? You have to depend on your teammates to show up, make shots, play defense, right? Be in the right spots, have the right IQ mindset going into a series, right? You got to worry about all that stuff. To be MVP, regular season MVP, you don't need to have the best record in the league. You don't even need to have the best record in the league to walk away with league MVP. You can walk away with that accolade just based on individual performances. You're not winning a chip based on individual performances. Bron will tell you that firsthand. Firsthand, right? Carrying teams to 10 straight finals. 10 straight finals. 10, like, can you imagine 10 straight NBA finals? LeBron James did that. Right? And then he came out with how many? After getting there 10 times straight. Like, your dependence on your teammates to make it all the way to the finals and then win as they show up to support you through multiple series, make that chip that much harder. This is my perspective. He's saying he done research, but what he done is quantitative research, right? What he's done is quantitative research. When you have to depend on someone else to come through, make a shot, play defense, because you can't play the whole floor on your own. LeBron James, like I said, will tell you that firsthand, right? Draymond is right. I'm not even mad at the take that Draymond Green had, where like non-championship having guys can't really comprehend the difficulty of getting to and winning a chip unless they actually made it to the final stage. I'm sure if Gilbert Arenas asked AI, Allen Iverson, what his personal perspective is, what's harder to win, the MVP or the regular season or the regular season MVP or that finals? Man, AI might tell you, yo, that regular season MVP, man, like I was just going out there and balling every night. I wanted my team to win, but at points I knew he was short. I knew I had to go for us to win, for us to have a chance to win. I had to go. That's how I ended up winning that regular season MVP. like if you're a guy like Gil who constantly hates on role players, right? Constantly hates on role players' chips. Quite frankly, because he's probably jealous he never got one, right? AI at least made it to the finals. But I'm sure even he will tell you once he came face to face with them Lakers, yo, them boys didn't give him a chance. Them boys did not give him a chance, no matter how many points he put up. You know what I mean? No matter how many points he put up, that gentleman sweep was swift. You know what I mean? So when I hear a guy who I don't know if he made it out the first round, never won the regular season MVP, talking with this much chest about ring culture, something he ain't got, never got close to, it kind of rubs me the wrong way. You know what I mean? I start thinking, you done your research, but was your research based on the right things? You know what I mean? Sure enough, you did your research, but did you ask the right people, or did you just look at stats?
So when you talk about Pippen,
Wait for take a breath. You just jump in.
when you talk about Pippen, and Allen Iverson's in front of him, Allen Iverson has 11 All-Stars, 4 scoring titles, 3-time steals champs, 7 All-NBAs, Rookie of the Year, 2-time All-Star MVP, 1-time All-MVP, right?
And what Clay do right after he didn't make it? Did they win the championship again right after that? Don't that like
That's a
shut
team.
all that shit off? Like
How-
that's what winning do. That's what winning mentality.
It shuts it off, but did it change anything? Did he move in front of him? Like, it
Hey
doesn't.
man, got traded.
Like that's what I'm saying. You're saying it means something. It means something to the person who's doing it. Here's really a thing. What some person said. They said when you can't do anything individually, you use team accolades to justify it.
Damn.
He was a selfish person that said
Damn.
that, right?
Damn, that's
Rashad, please.
That was my. That was a quote, not my opinion. I'm just giving you my opinion.
That's a bar to me.
that's a what is the bar? Say it.
When you can't do what?
When you don't succeed individually, you use team stuff.
All right, so I have a question.
So if someone says I got MVPs, you say, oh, I got team wins. I got a championship.
Rashad, please jump in. Give us taking a pause.
What y'all are?
What we play the game for?
Man, niggas is winners. I don't know what y'all
What do
are.
we play the game of
Man.
basketball?
What
What's
do
his
we
name?
cry when we lose?
A. Naismith, Mr. A. Naismith. Right, who created this game called basketball?
James Naismith?
James.
I thought you were saying Aaron Naismith.
No.
James Naismith?
I just call him A. Smith.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, the game, the essence, man, the thing we grew up so passionately to be around was a team game. I think the top 50 may have fucked it up because they gave an indicator of where you should strive to try to be the top 50 players of all time. They all got jackets and shit. Then you introduce top 75, and then it just becomes not about team at all. Like we have sprouted
Because they can't
seeds.
win. Because they can't win.
We sprouted seeds in the youth to make it now. Like
can't win.
your resume is stronger than the team, and the team is what's gonna make your resume.
No, it's the opposite.
So why is Karl Malone and John Stockton and all those guys in?
See, they don't want to answer that.
What are they? What? Why they what?
Why
Why
they
in
in
the
front of
top 50? And
Nobody cares about
See,
those lists.
you see,
No.
that's not
So
a.
y'all making the list. Y'all making the list
who is
about
y'all?
basketball. It's not basketball.
Okay, hold on,
The essence of basketball is not making the top 75.
Hold on.
Winning championships.
Hold on.
Winning.
Can we?
The game, at the end of the game, I got more points than you.
Let's remove our emotions and talk like
That's
experts.
it. Win.
So when we talk about experts,
we all don't get the same award when we win. It's only a certain person. It was only the first person.
The only reward you get is the win.
So I get a win.
What are you talking
So
about?
I get a win. I'm a part of something in this ring, and I'm over here still, and I'm looking at.
You're a winner. Is that not enough?
No.
So y'all gotta go play some other shit. And
You know what's funny? You got Gilbert Arenas and you got Brandon Jennings. None won regular season MVP. None got even close to winning a championship. Right? Gilbert will tell you straight up, I'd rather put up stats than win. Even if it's just one game, he'd rather get off his 50-point game than win the game. This is out of his mouth. It's not my perspective. I'm not doing no quantitative research. I'm talking things that he's said out his own mouth. Now, when somebody says that out of his own mouth, right? And then you got another dude who never got close to a regular season MVP, never got close to winning a championship, Brandon Jennings. You got these two guys saying these things, saying rings don't matter. Why would a ring matter to you if you went your whole career and you didn't win one, right? Obviously, your personal statistics gonna matter more to you because that's what you was able to achieve. That's what you can look back on and be like, that was my career right there, right? If again, I'm pretty sure if you ask Allen Iverson, you ask Charles Barkley, right? T-Mac, you know what I mean? You ask all these guys, Steve Nash, would you give up that regular season MVP for a championship? I'm pretty darn sure. These are guys who won regular season MVPs, but never won championships. I'm pretty sure if you ask that collective right there, would you give up your regular season MVP for a championship? I'm pretty darn sure they would give that regular season MVP up in a heartbeat for a championship. But now you got guys who never got close to the regular season MVP, never got close to a championship, barely made it out the first round of the playoffs, if at all they did. You got guys like that talking like this. Rings don't matter. To who? To you? What matters to you then if rings don't matter? To you. What matters to you? Let's not go off this top 75 list. What matters to you then if rings don't matter? What are you playing for? That's why I like Rashad McCants' response right there. At the end of the day, what are you playing for? Are you playing for personal stats? Or are you playing to win? And if you're playing to win, what are you playing to win? You playing to win that regular season MVP? Or you playing to win that championship? Because I'd assume if you play a sport, the ultimate goal is to win it all.
To win and see the shit feel more appreciated.
This is your personal feelings.
Win.
This is your
when we walk away as winners, we're like, yo, I was an NCAA champion. I cut down the net. No one can ever take that away from me. I don't have to have made no money. I ain't have to make no record book appearance. I ain't had to score the most points. Man, I remember that day. That day gonna live forever.
That's your personal feeling. Then when someone
I think that's what Draymond is talking about too.
We're not talking about, I'm talking about research. You're pretending like I'm coming up with this. You're acting like I'm one of the 100 voters that voted for the criteria. I just do the research that shows you. Because I did the research. When I ask you a question,
It should be winners that's
when
doing
I
the list.
ask you the question,
They should change the whole list and let winners do the whole list.
there's NBA players that actually vote. I come up with something and I say, hey.
So that means all the voters should be winners. All the voters should be winners.
Who you
You
think?
never felt the shit, you don't know what it feels like.
Okay. I'm glad. Hold on.
Nigga,
No. No.
I mean, the list will be different.
Can you read? Can you read?
So Robert,
Can you read so we can all
Winning
witness?
championships matter, man. Winning matters.
I didn't say it didn't.
It's what we play the game for.
What are we talking about?
No. I want everybody to hold that thought.
Why niggas feel bad
Hold
for
on.
Tyrese?
I want everybody.
Game 7.
Damn.
I want you. See, y'all.
So top 75.
Okay, no. So listen. So when we say Clay in his 3 rings, his 3 rings is Clay Thompson. And he didn't make the top 75. Tell me who the fuck the voters are.
So the NBA 75th anniversary team was selected by a panel of 88 people, including current and former players, coaches, general
You
managers.
said current and what?
Current and former players.
Current and formal. Okay.
Coaches, general managers, team and league executives, WNBA legends, sports writers, and broadcasters. So some of this list included Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Tim Duncan, Bill Russell, Julius Erving, Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, and many more.
Many more.
So those guys, hold on, those guys who are voted as winners, as champions, as top 5, somehow left a guy who has 3 rings off, and you acting like Mike. I'm doing something fucked up.
Well, Clay Thompson is
Clay
sitting back and he's like, man, 75 or not,
Listen to
I
what
got 3 chips and a lot of money dipping around under shit.
Hold on.
Listen
Listen to what y'all said. Remove yourself. The man with 3 rings, and we're saying they matter, and then his peers. At the time, it was 3. My research, 3, 2, and 5. At the time. His voters are other champions, dog. That's voting. They voted. Not me, nigga. They voted. Say the name again so we can see who we can blame for it. Not who
Is it
voted.
possible that the voters didn't vote for who they like because they don't like the nigga?
Okay, now you see the excuses. Now you see the
Exactly.
vote.
So why does he have to be in somebody's list?
You
They don't-
said
He's a
winner.
champion.
so important.
He's a champion.
Winner.
It's not important.
Why are you offended with information? He came at me. I'm giving information.
Somebody that lost can't talk about
I'm giving.
You're giving me all.
I'm not giving you no. Wait, hold on.
Exactly.
I'm not
That's what we're doing. We're going back in time, digging up bullshit information, bringing it to 2025 like it's relevant now. That shit is old.
The top 74 just got.
Wait, no. See, this is the problem with
What
you.
about it?
That got.
You know what? And now
Champions are champions, bro. I'm not where's the top champions list? Why are we doing top? We don't know. Because we don't care no more. We don't care about who the top champions are.
So wait. So
You know why I'm offended?
so you wouldn't want to be a top 75 player ever?
I'm a champion, bro.
You would. Man, so you know
Somebody got pushed out at 75, didn't they?
No. Russell Westbrook and James Harden's in the top 75, dog.
Congratulations.
Shit,
That's better than being a champion. Whoa, that's better than being a champion.
That's better than being a.
He said, what? Russell Westbrook and who are in the top 75? So you mean to tell me Russell Westbrook wouldn't give up that top 75 spot for a chip? You mean to tell me, who else did he say? James Harden? You mean to tell me James Harden wouldn't give up that top 75 ranking for a chip? You mean to tell me Dame Lillard wouldn't give up that top 75 spot for a chip? You mean to tell me Steve Nash wouldn't give up that top 75 ranking all time for a chip? Charles Barkley for a chip? Like, you see, we talking about people who got voted in by another collective of people, current, former, who knows, maybe journalists as well, analysts, right? I'd rather you went to each and every one of them guys who won regular season MVP. James Harden, what would you rather win? MVP, be in the top 75, or a chip? Allen Iverson, what would you rather? Regular season MVP, top 75, or a championship? Steve Nash, what would you rather? Regular season MVP, top 75 ranking, or a chip? Charles Barkley, what would you rather? Regular season MVP, top 75 rank, or a championship? And then I'll go on to say, based on Rashad McCants' comments just now, right? Or was it Swaggy P? I can't quite recall. You know, I'm trying to let it play out, right? You mean to tell me if those rankings were done again now, after Clay got another chip, right? I'm pretty sure made another All-NBA, All-Star. You mean to tell me he wouldn't be in that rank right now? Because you can't tell me that's a rank that'll stay for life. Because people keep adding to their accolades, right? It's not a dead set top 75 for life. We can take that jacket from you. Easy, you can slide out. No doubt. But now your research, your quantitative research, did you do any qualitative research? Did you ask for any personal perspective from these regular season MVPs who never won chips? From these top 75ers who never won chips? Did you ask them for their personal perspective? What would you rather? Would you give up that regular season MVP for a chip? Huh? That year you won regular season MVP. Would you give up that accolade for a chip? Like, come on, man. What exactly is we talking about right now? Like, that's what I don't get. That right there. You're asking people who are more concerned with personal accolades, personal stats, before winning. And then you want us to make sense of your research. When your opinion is biased right from the jump. Like, let's make that make sense.
Is it better than being a second option? Is it better than being a second option on the championship team?
Is it better than being
a second option? It's better than being a second or third option on the championship team.
You can't argue. They never take the.
I'm just like better than being a champion. Being top 75 is better than being a champion.
Hey, listen, top 75. Wait, hold on, BJ. No. Because I'm sick of these two niggas right here.
Okay.
I'm sick of you talking about women.
No, wait, hold on, dog. I'm tired. I am tired.
Go to sleep, nigga.
No, I'm tired of saying. I'm tired of saying. Okay, cool. Get the fuck out of here, nigga. I'm tired of saying. I'm looking at a media personality, and I'm telling him, y'all did this, and I'm tired of these two niggas pretending I'm saying it. I'm telling him, y'all are fucking up, and these niggas is coming at me like I did something. And I say, y'all research is saying this. Why the fuck these two niggas looking at me like I'm the one who created this narrative?
Because what kind of research did you do? You did quantitative, like I keep saying, you did quantitative. You didn't go to those MVP winners and ask them. You didn't go to Allen Iverson and ask him personally. You didn't go to Steve Nash, ask him personally. You didn't go to James Harden, ask him personally. You didn't go to Charles Barkley and ask him personally. What did you do? You just went to a collective. Looked at stats, looked at, like, you know, you just looked at a whole chunk of what you call research, of which your research is biased because, like I said, we know what you're more concerned with when you played and after you played. We know because you said it out your own mouth. Now your research is supposed to mean something to us? Brother, go ask the people who matter. All right? Don't go ask Michael Jordan. Well, Clay is Clay Thompson's 4 championships better than Charles Barkley? Is he a better player because he got 4 championships and Charles Barkley doesn't? Don't go and ask Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan played against Charles Barkley. He didn't play against Klay Thompson. So he doesn't know what it is like to play against Klay Thompson. So he's gonna give you a perspective based on what he played against. He played against Charles Barkley. He respects Charles Barkley's game, even though Charles Barkley didn't win a championship because of Michael Jordan. What are we doing? Ask the people who matter for their perspectives. Once you ask Allen Iverson, once you ask Steve Nash, once you ask Charles Barkley, once you ask James Harden, once you ask Russell Westbrook, for their perspectives, would you rather be top 75 regular season MVP or would you rather win the championship? Once they give you their perspective, then I'll take your opinion for what it's worth, because my brother, you never won a regular season MVP, right? You never won a championship, let alone made it through the first round of the playoffs.
I'm pointing out, y'all media, you, the person in front, you acting like me. I said y'all compared, you acting like I said these two niggas, this person is better than this person. Somehow they keep reflecting the shit that I'm trying to prove a point to the media who created the list. Y'all are telling these players rings matter, but you're fucking them in the back end. Y'all are doing this, and these two niggas right here is sitting here pointing the gun at me like I'm the one created. Why is this loser talking about it? I'm addressing the nigga that didn't win nothing, that didn't play nothing, who created the goddamn list. I'm trying to do the goddamn job of a player to address media, and these two niggas right here is somehow pointing shit at me like I've done something wrong.
Nah, nigga. And it all started for this big ass ill for T-Mac trying to win a championship. So if you didn't defend T-Mac ass, he wouldn't be in this situation. So T-Mac, if I was in Shaq's shoes, with Shaq, I would have won. That's why this shit all happened, right? Right?
That was actually a remnant of that first take. Right? So,
Because we said. What did I say? What did I say?
You said.
What did I say? Tell me what I said. Tell me what I said. Did I say y'all compared Kobe 3 rings to T-Mac 0? Y'all, meaning the nigga I'm talking to, right? Did I say T-Mac was better than Kobe? I said y'all compared them. So how can rings matter if one has 3, one has 0, and you put them on the same level? I asked someone a question who has the vote. And you niggas is acting like I did. What did I do? I'm asking the person who has the vote.
Black men.
Did you say that rings didn't matter?
I'm talking to the man. I'm talking to the man who said rings matter.
Did you say?
Hey!
Okay.
Hey!
You see, you don't want to ask. He's deflecting from answering that question. Did you say that rings matter? He keeps deflecting. He doesn't want to answer that question, because once he gives his personal perspective, then his whole argument falls apart. Once he answers that question, his whole argument falls apart, and he realizes that, hence he's trying to deflect away from answering that question, right? He's just carrying on strong and loud, deflecting from answering that question. But why don't you tell us what you think, Gil? What do you think? That might give us an insight into why you lean so much into your research, your quantitative research, not your qualitative research, where you actually go and ask the regular season MVP winners, the top 75ers who never won chips. You didn't go and ask them. You just did a broad research encompassing multiple layers, right? Your population sample size was large, man. Did you ask the people who mattered? He doesn't want to answer the question that Rashad McCants asking him because he knows. Once he answers that question, his whole argument falls apart.
You see how that do it?
Okay.
Hold on. No, I'm going to answer it. How can rings matter if he's in the contest? I'm talking to a whole other human being, sir. This is not a statement.
Are you talking to
I'm talking to a human being.
Get the camera on me. Back on.
How can you say rings matter if y'all, meaning that's a person, had 3 rings and you compared it here? So rings can't matter if that's what you did. See, that's a statement to someone who did that then, right? No, I'm talking about, like, I'm talking to a human when I did this. This is not me coming out and saying, rings don't matter. It's a statement of someone who voted, who wrote articles back then. So you're saying rings matter now, but here's your history of it. And you guys are somehow confusing the conversation I'm having with someone as if I'm creating this narrative. I did not come up with the list. I'm just fucking smart enough and got the time on my hand to depict the list and ask the question.
Does rings matter though?
They do matter.
Ask the voters.
Are we asking you right now on the hot seat?
To me, yes, rings matter. I'm a basketball player. That's what I trained my life for.
What's so hard about that?
Because this is not my own fucking opinion.
We asking your opinion.
Don't ask me why I'm not. Well, why are you even rejecting your opinion? Imagine.
That's what the world wanted to hear when you was the first thing. What's your opinion?
Nobody asked my opinion.
They should have asked you. Don't tell us what the media thinks. Tell us what you think.
The media.
We want to know what Gilbert.
You see what it is? Now, he's gone away from former and current basketball players to talking about the media. Do you think a basketball player would give a damn about the opinion of the media if it doesn't reflect what's going on the basketball court? Because the media is going to be biased because they have sections of the NBA community and basketball teams that they lean towards, right? So if you ask the media, they're going to have biases, right? Quite frankly, even the former and current basketball players going to have biases based on the people they played against and are playing against, right? Now, the people, which means you're asking the wrong people. Ask the people who matter. Those MVP winners, those top 75ers who didn't win championships. Ask them what matters more to them. Don't ask a journalist what matters more, a regular season MVP, top 75er, or a chip. What's the journalist know about being on that hard court? What does a journalist know about being on that hardwood court? But you want to base all your analysis, research, quantitative, whatever it is, on a journalist's feelings, right? On Windhorse's feelings, on Doris Burke's feelings, on Lisa Salter's feelings, Malika Andrews' feelings, Joy Taylor's feelings. I'm just saying. I'm just naming out people I know, right? I'm not saying them particularly are the ones who putting across these viewpoints, but I'm just saying, why base your opinion based on those people's opinions when those people were never your peers, never even came close to your peers, could only dream of being your peers? Those aren't the people to ask. You're doing the wrong type of research. If that's what you're basing your research on, you're doing the wrong type of research because you're asking the wrong questions to the wrong people. The people you should be asking is the Allen Iversons, the Charles Barkley's, James Harden's, Russell Westbrook's, Steve Nash's, Allen Iverson's, the people that matter, The people who won the regular season MVPs, the people who are in the top 75. Would you rather be that season you won regular season MVP? Would you give up that regular season MVP to win a championship that season? Those are the people that matter. The year you came close to winning a championship, would you give up that top 75 ranking to win a championship? Those are the people that matter. Can't be out here asking journalists for their opinion. What does that mean to me as a basketball player? These are the same people who snubbed me of an All-Star the year I should have got one, right? You think Kobe will give up a ring in order to win a regular season MVP that he should have won? You think Shaq will give up a ring to win a regular season MVP that he should have won? Or do you think Steve Nash will give up that debated MVP to win a chip? That highly debated MVP that people be saying, oh, yo, Shaq balled out that season. I don't know how Steve Nash won that. Kobe was going crazy that season. I don't know how Steve Nash won that. I want you to go and ask Steve Nash. Would you give up that regular season MVP in order to win the chip that season? I want you to go and ask him. I want you to go and ask Kobe. Would you give up that chip in order to win that regular season MVP that you should have won? I mean, God rest his soul, you can. I want you to go ask Shaq. Would you give up that chip to win in order to win that regular season MVP that you should have won? Hell, go ask Giannis Antetokounmpo. Would you give up your championship in order to win another regular season MVP? Let's ask the people that matter, right? Rather than being loud, strong, and wrong about some research based on some journalists who never played the game at any sort of level that matters. Because you forming an opinion based on the wrong people's opinions, right? You forming an opinion based on the wrong people's opinions. Now, a lot of people might agree with you, but geez, man, they be strong and wrong too.
You're the media too. We're all the media, man.
I'm a
Ain't we the media?
I'm a champion. I don't know what y'all talking about.
This is some bullshit. This is dumb shit.
Stop.
Always. Like, B.
I'm sick of this.
I'm gonna show you what these two niggas do there.
Stop putting hey, nigga.
B.
Say my name again.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Say it, go.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Stop, Swaggy, stop.
Brandon,
Yes.
what was you ranked in high school?
Number one.
This is them. No, you wasn't.
No.
I know you wasn't. I don't want to believe you. I don't need to believe you. I don't need to believe you was number one. Then you gonna do what?
Show them the ESPN.
Oh, no, look at him showing it. What does that matter? Was you the best player? Did you play against number two? Did you play against number three? Did you play against number four? So how can you say you the best? Huh? Why do I need to believe somebody writing? Does he play? Did he see everybody who played?
We moved on.
Did you win a championship? And did you win a championship?
I don't like that. I don't talk like that.
No.
You didn't win a championship? See, how can you be number one? You didn't even win a championship. Because it's all about championships. It's all about championships. So that's what they do. This is exactly what they do. I have no idea. I have no
We
idea.
triggered the fuck out this nigga.
I have no idea about your facts.
He be trolling niggas so bad, he failed to realize he being trolled.
I have no idea about
This
your
shit
facts.
weird as shit ever.
But I
He loves
disagree.
trolling everybody else.
I'm disagreeing
Now
with
he
your
in the hot
facts.
seat, he
Nah,
can't stand the
don't
sweat.
troll. Don't say
Now he
troll.
can't sweat now.
Don't say troll when
Put
the
yourself in the
information
hot
is right.
Put yourself in the hot seat, man.
You have real facts. You have facts. I'm saying no, and I believe it. That's
what they do. It has nothing to do with you give me a professional answer, they turn it into personal and say they don't believe it and go all that bullshit.
I was saying we don't believe it personal.
Because it's a fact.
How is us saying we don't believe it?
Okay, this one.
How is we don't believe it? Show me the evidence. Show me the evidence.
So we don't respect the list, right? Where can we find the list to where we can all come together and be like, yo, this is the list?
There ain't no list. This is my list, your list, his list. Everybody got a list.
Okay, so opinion and personal. So that's all that matters in this.
When you don't like the list,
Right? There needs something to go off of.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
that's why that's information.
All we need is to understand when it matters, man. Championship.
It was. The list before 50 was 11, 25, 35, 50, 75. Trust me, I know. I did the research for all of them. Because I wanted to see when did rings matter, how fast they put Jordan into it. So I went through. So the top 11.
Then we go off ring culture when it started. When we say ring culture started. When did we say?
Because that got to be in the 75 then.
When ring culture start? Because I can tell you.
Why didn't you tell the world?
I tell them.
When did it start?
I did.
When did it start? Tell us right now.
I did tell y'all.
When did it start?
You keep trying to
When did it start?
Like I got
When did it start?
How do I talk?
Oh my God.
When did it start? It never started.
Okay, here we go.
How do you say ring culture started and then in 93, Jordan has 2 rings and he's the GOAT, he's the number 1 person and there's 5 rings, 6 rings, 11 rings, 3 rings in front of him. How can, no, I don't know what that is. That's 98. See, this is ignorant stuff. That's why we're supposed
What did that mean to the world?
No, he said.
Well, in LA, that means something different, Sean. LA means something different.
The question was, when did ring culture start?
What did that mean? What did it mean?
That's wrong. He became the list we talked about, the top 50 list, the top 25 list. When Jordan became the number 1 player ever, it was 1993 when they did it. He jumped Magic Johnson. He had 2 rings going for his 3rd ring. He did not have 6 rings. He only had 3 at the time. So how can you say rings matter if he jumps a guy with 5, he jumps a guy with 6, he jumps a guy with 11? So I'm saying, how can rings matter if this guy who had only 2 be number 1 all time?
Your problem is with the media, not with us.
Because that's who votes.
So you having all this animosity towards us.
No. See, hey, you figured it out. I have this animosity towards the media. You come at me like I'm saying it to you.
Come at you. What are you talking?
This is Gilbert.
When I say, how about this?
Whoa.
This nigga been coming at me with Kobe like I've done something, and I've always said the same thing. They had Kobe at this. They do this. He pretends I'm sick.
What time?
To the point is, I don't even know what our argument is. I don't even know if we're arguing about where Kobe is or who's the biggest Kobe fan. No, I'm serious. I don't even know what the fuck our argument is because every time I say it, I say they. Them.
But you
Them and they. I never said them. Every time I try to challenge a nigga, y'all, boom, here we come.
it feel like you defend them, that's why.
By saying they?
Why you being soft with it, man?
When I say what? No.
You got to talk to us sometimes.
What part of defending when I say, how can rings matter when y'all compare these 2? One had 3 rings, one had 0. You compare them to the point where Kobe decided he needed to get rid of Shaq so he can win on his own and get these accolades. The person who's in front of me says, you're right, I concede. He's right and he conceded because it was a real thing. This is not something that I made up. There's a reason big media has never challenged me on the take. Because what I'm speaking to them is a real thing. How they ruined the game. How they ruined the game. Like, think about what I'm saying. How would they ruin the game?
Hey,
that's what I'm attacking.
So what makes why do you have to believe everything?
All right, so the media in high school, right, and everything for the McDonald's, that didn't matter?
What?
The media in high school, the media for NCAA, when they do the rankings, none of that matter? Y'all don't look at that?
And when you see your name wasn't where you thought you should be,
You get mad, right?
What could you do about it? What could you do about it?
Nothing.
What does that list do?
what do you do about it?
What do you do about it?
That's wrong.
You don't, but if you stay where you at, even if you go try to prove some shit and they still keep you there, what can you do about it?
Nothing. So
Even if you win, it don't change.
Then why attack the person who's pointing out the list?
That's what I'm saying. So why are we just
But we are the media. But your list is like
You only believe the list when it favors something you like.
when you see them got Kobe at not top 10 sometimes, man. Me, all we argue about the top 10.
Every single player.
And see Kobe and you just say, oh, it's
over team.
that's what it is.
Every single player who played in 2001 had Kobe where? 2. Right? Top 3. No matter. 1, 2, 3. Nobody. At this point, nobody.
See, now he starts talking about every single player who played as Kobe Bryant win. But now you straying away from your argument, because when you're talking about top 75, you're not talking about just players. You like I said, you putting in analysts, sports analysts, and journalists who ain't even played the sports. Fat motherfuckers out of shape that could only dream of a 5-inch vertical. But now you talk about Kobe, it's like, oh, every single player who played the game, if you ask them, brother, go ask the people who matter. And then that qualitative research, you ask the people who matter, you ask the quality, Sean Barkley, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Steve Nash, Allen Iverson, you ask them, then I'll take your research as good research, as research that matters. But as long as you keep bringing to me these diluted lists that have people who've never played the game, don't even know what it's like to be between them lines, but you want to validate their opinion more than the people who matter. See, that's where I got a problem.
Every player, nobody cares at this point. Jordan, as long as you have Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron in your top 3, niggas will have a conversation with you. Because they respect the game itself. There's no accolades. It's our eye test. Now there's a list that they get paid to do, and it comes out just like anything. When they vote for MVP, when they vote for All NBA, I'm pretty sure people start to ask, yo, wait, why? Why are you doing this? Why is he 10? You start calling. So you start asking the questions. Right. That's what I did. Spent months asking the questions of this list y'all voted on. These are you guys' voters. What is criteria 1? What is criteria 2? And I did that. When I tell you what they told me, you niggas is shooting me. It's like, hey man, they shooting outside. Oh, fuck you, stupid ass. They go out there and get shot. Then you mad at me. Why you didn't tell me? You wasn't listening. I'm telling you how they're doing it.
I didn't know we was having this effect.
But on that
I just
note,
want us to get a list.
Why do you want to get smart, stay stupid?
One list. And
like Rodney King once said, can we all just get along?
Niggas shooting outside.
Come on.
They shooting outside.
You said,
now
okay,
you walk out there,
you said, okay, so Kobe is 16. That's what you just did.
Who said that?
You said, why is Kobe this?
I said Kobe's
You told me
10.
why? Okay, so that's why you rolling with him?
No,
That's why you rolling with him.
roll with who?
Because they explained to you why he's not in the top 10.
because of the criteria.
So I got
believe that?
I
still believe it?
He's 2 on mine. It's not my personal. I don't have a vote, dog.
And on that
Damn. dumb.
On that note.
But I do not remember. I don't have a vote. You don't have a vote. So our opinions don't matter on that. I got a fucking team. I got team number 2 is my favorite.
When they explain
Our opinions
When they do it, you ask the questions and no information. If your ass got an F on the test and you thought you got an A, nigga, and you ask for the how do I do it, and you do it, you get better at it. Hey, officer.
the world is seeing you have a meltdown.
I don't give a fuck what the world.
A beautiful way to wrap up this
And they probably realize you niggas is dumb now.
Thank you to everybody
But y'all
on
know
the
the
chat.
difference between they and me.
Thank you to everybody on the chat.
Motherfucking people.
Thank you to everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, ain't that some shit, man? Listen, bottom line, ask the people who matter for their opinions, right? Because chances are, if you're gonna ask a guy like Michael Jordan who he ranks higher, Charles Barkley or Klay Thompson, he's gonna tell you Charles Barkley, because he sparred against Charles Barkley. They went hit to hit. You know what I mean? So he's gonna say, you know what? Charles Barkley was the leader of his team. He was a tough opponent. I beat him every time though. But he was a tough ass opponent as the leader of his team when I went against him. Then he's gonna look at Klay Thompson. He's gonna say, okay, Klay Thompson, one of his championships was behind Steph Curry, right? And then the next couple championships, he was behind Steph and KD. So to Michael Jordan's head, that's gonna diminish Klay Thompson's contribution to that ring. Not that he didn't contribute to it, but he wasn't as important, right? So it's all personal perspectives. But if you really want to have this conversation, go ask the people that matter. Go ask the people that won the regular season MVP, are in the top 75, but don't have that championship. Go ask them for their opinions, right? Because if you keep just talking about, oh, the list is the list. People who people voted for the list, right? Who's those people, and what was their perspective in order to in making that list, right? Their opinions are skewed, right? Their opinions are skewed to what they encountered when they played, right? But go ask Allen Iverson personally. Sit down with that man. Ask him, would you give up your regular season MVP that season for a chip that season? Ask him that. Ask Steve Nash the same thing. Ask Charles Barkley the same thing. Ask James Harden the same thing. Ask Russell Westbrook the same thing. Right? Ask Joel Embiid the same thing. See what those dudes tell you. Right? But now you want me to take your word based on your research that you did on some quantitative shit that includes a whole bunch of journalists who never played the game. Brother, those people's opinions don't matter to me. Matter of fact, when I go to journalists, I go to journalists for news. Because if you never played the game, your opinion means nothing to me. If you never played the game at a significant level, your opinion means nothing to me. Fuck I care about what Brian Windhorst got to say. What do I care about? What do I care about that fat motherfucker's opinion? Adrian Wojnarowski, what do I care about his opinion? Did he play the game at any significant level? That should change my opinion based on his views? Because as far as I know, he never played on that hardwood. You ain't gonna find him on no hardwood classic. So the fuck should I care about his opinion? Ladies and gentlemen, ain't that some shit? We just be out here looking for context. That's all we need. If you're gonna look for research, if you're gonna do research, right? Pick the right population sample. Pick the right population sample size, right? Interview the people who matter. Interview the people who matter. Don't just go take the opinion of 80 to 100 motherfuckers who are condensed with people who ain't never even had the athletic ability to get a 5-inch vertical. Like, what are we talking about? Right? You want to be loud, strong, and wrong? You start calling people names based on other people's opinions? Brother, ask the people that matter. And with that said, DBWNK, y'all, like, comment, leave a subscription, y'all. Let's grow this community. I'm struggling out here. I'm out here giving my opinion, right? Sometimes I don't even want to come up here because I come back to these things and it's like, oh, okay, we only got 2 views. Okay, whatever, man. I'll try again next time. But listen, let's grow the community, y'all. One love. Thanks for hanging with me, y'all. Peace, love, happiness.